Yash. So how does just preserving your semen how's that gonna allow you to see what your gifts are to give to the world, right? Just not doing PMO, you're gonna find out like what your purpose is, what function are you here to fulfill while you're on this planet. Everybody has a function. Some people's function is more, you can say, outlandish, and then other people's function's very subtle. There's yogis that just sit in a cave in the Himalayas and just emanate vibrations to the whole planet. They're uplifting the collective consciousness by doing that. Now the average person, mind, is going to think that's useless. Like they're just sitting there because they don't have a deeper, broader perspective on this stuff. Now the ego, the ego always wants to be elite, number one, wants to be in the public eye. But see, it's not everybody's function. I can't get comfortable to be in the public eye, because then there would be no public eye, right? If everybody's in the public eye. So some are, this has already been downloaded, by the way. It's in Destiny. You don't make this happen, Some people are destined to play some role in the collective society and be more so-called popular, and others aren't. This needs to be accepted. The ego can't accept that. Mine couldn't. I wanted to be elite at everything. I've shared before. But when we have an interconnection inside, you can say with the source, or with that which created this body and that sustains it and gives us the experience of life, when we have a connection with that, then somehow we're content. Doesn't matter. You can be in the public eye or not be in the public eye. Doesn't really matter. You're not wishing for something or trying to stay away. There's some people, maybe they're shy, they don't want to be in the public eye. But when we really turn our will and life over to this higher power, this creative, intelligence or consciousness, it's like our life's not our life anymore. It's just flowing. So this is what happens. So life seems to work like this. You get balanced in your own self. You wash out all these issues, that we've accumulated and been conditioned with and have picked up from society and from parents and all these problems. And they affect our life, and we pick up bad habits, and that controls and our creative expression. It hinders it. It can suppress it, and we can be emotionally weak and mentally dull and numb from doing all these habits. So then we can't come into the fullness of our being when we're stuck like that and suppressed. So it's like that stuff starts to get washed out. We start to get purified, so to speak, because something at some point's attracted, like you guys are, to like healthy life habits, preserving your semen, doing things that give energy, not losing energy. And then we look at our diet and the company we keep, and we look at everything, our whole life, and we want to be in a higher vibrational and frequency as we live our life. Something realizes at some point, if I do these things, somehow it drops my level of consciousness and intelligence, and it makes me just kind of lower. It's like I'm operating in a lower reality of myself. And then we start doing positive things, so to speak, or healthy things, or things that give life force, and we realize, whoa, this actually, I feel better, I have a better effect on my environment, my experiences in life are more joyful and healthy. I seem to help people more. People are drawn to me for, certain things, and then we exchange, we have a nice exchange, and it feels better, rather than just talking nonsense with people and gossiping and all that. Like, we start to see the difference, and then our life becomes important to us. So when we start... And semen retention's a huge purification principle, It's like if we're doing that, those benefits are going to bleed through into the rest of our life, in all aspects of our life, and we're going to become more balanced, period. So, first thing about life, we get balanced in ourselves. Then what happens? We start to, these gifts that are already instilled in us, but maybe a lot of us, we haven't realized them because we're blocked by these bad habits and unhealthy ways of living and losing our life force. When we stop doing all that, these gifts start to come through. We start to realize that we're in situations and have experiences that show like, whoa, I noticed I have some kind of talent, some effect on people, or I'm good at this certain thing, and it feels good. It doesn't feel like ego. And it's not about money. I'm not getting, when I'm expressing my certain talent or gift in this way, yeah, I get money and stuff, but that seems to be secondary. It gives an inner fulfillment when I do this. It feels like I'm doing God's work or something. It's like I'm fulfilling my function, my purpose. Oh yeah, this is what it's supposed to be. And then that feeling trumps if you're making $1 million or not. It just doesn't matter. You found something beyond money. You found something more important. So when we get more balanced, these gifts, they automatically start to shine through. That's just how it works. Now some may say, well, look at some of these actors. They're really good at what they're doing. How did they manage to, they've been doing this since they're a kid, and they're constantly in and out of drug rehabs, and their life's a mess, but they seem to be doing what they're supposed to be doing because they're really good at it. Either, see, we don't know. We don't know. If they really cleaned their life up, would they still be doing that? I know my motives for acting. I was good too. I just couldn't find the director that saw I was good. But I had a really specific dark comedy niche that I was really good at. And for sure, if I had the right screenplay and right director who understood me, yeah, I could have done something. But my motives were wrong. I was addicted to the praise and the attention that I got when people saw me performing in my niche. I liked it. A lot of these actors are the same way. They found their niche. They're doing their thing. They get a lot of praise. I mean, look, and they can't stop doing it. Look when they get older. They're like done. They're washed up. But then they used to be A-list actors. Like they were like the ones. They were the top 10 that the producers would try to draw from when making a new movie. They were at elite level, and now they're older. They got their habits caught up with them. They somehow don't have the charisma anymore, and now they're doing like B movies, like Vidmark movies. Why? Because they're still addicted to the attention. They're still hoping maybe one day I'm going to come back and I'm going to blow up, and then because that's all they know. They haven't connected inside. They don't know that euphoria. They only know external euphoria, so they're addicted to that. Same with boxers. Same with MMA. People, they're already too old. Like they need to stop. They've had several operations, and their bodies like tore up. That's heavy. Getting hit in the head all the time for years, it can do damage. But they can't stop. They're on steroids and pain medicines, and they're doing all this stuff to keep the body so they're not suffering in pain all the time. But yet they're still fighting, trying to make a comeback, and then they lose. Everybody knows they're gonna. It's like the promoters and everybody know they're going to lose, but it's about money. They don't care about the person. I like Muhammad Ali's coach, though. He did stop that fight, that last fight. Who was he fighting? I can't remember. Leonard or somebody. But he was done. He couldn't fight anymore. And the coach wanted to stop it. And the referee was like, no, man, why do you want to stop it? Because the referee's thinking about like, the promoters and everybody that organized the fight, maybe they would get mad at the referee if he stopped it, because everybody's coming there to see the fight. Everybody, you see, like they don't care about the individual, but the coach was like, no, you're crazy. I'm stopping the fight. This is my fighter. I'm protecting him. But Muhammad Ali got caught up in that too. A lot of them do, like, because they don't know this inner source of fulfillment. But what was so the reason I got off on that is I was saying that and look at these guys are really good. Are they doing what they're supposed to do? The boxers and all these professional athletes, if they were in a balanced state inside, would they still be doing that? And some of them are already in a balanced state inside. Muhammad Ali is pretty good. I don't know these guys personally, so I can't really assess, but I'm just saying it. They look pretty good. See, we don't know. They could be, like, even if you're in a a debaucherous, like just misalignment inside, you could still be doing what you would maybe be doing anyway if you were in a balanced state. But if you were in a balanced state, your work, your thing would take on a whole new effect. The broadness of effect it would have, and the quality and how it touched people would be totally different. It would be more magnetic, more transforming. Okay, so the point is to have this inner balance and inner alignment inside. This is most important. This has to be more important than what you're doing on an external level. And if you're doing something that a lot of people are revering you for, doesn't matter. Are you good inside? Now the ego is going to say, yeah, I'm perfect inside. I'm cool, man. Okay. I'm just asking, like, do introspection and see. I was in Bali years, I don't know, 12 or 13 years ago. I was teaching yoga, and I had written a book, and I'm selling my book. Yeah, doing yoga. People are asking, can I have a one-on-one with the yoga? Yeah, okay. I'm like, well, I'm a teacher, and I'm doing all this. And I really felt like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. I mean, God wrote the book. I thought God wrote the book. God technically does everything, but it's different. My ego mind was really the one that was pushing for this book to get written. And it was the one that was enjoying doing the yoga classes and all this stuff. You see, it wasn't a natural flow. When something's a natural flow, you cannot not do it. You can try to stay away from it, and it'll just find you. You just have to do it. It's kind of like how these videos are. Because I made a promise to something. Wasn't a formal promise, but something inside after having that experience in Bali and in America. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not going to do this stuff anymore. It doesn't feel right. I'm not qualified. I didn't feel I was qualified to do that stuff because I still had inner, shadows and all that stuff that was still coming out, and it didn't feel authentic. And so I stopped. And I didn't want to do it again because it's a lot of work too. You're sharing things with people, and then they contact you, and then you're responsible on some level. So I was going to put this off as long as I could, and then finally it just happened. I don't even know how it happened. It just happened. I just had to do it. And so that's what I'm doing. But I'm not doing it. See, the ego human self isn't the one doing it like it was when it wrote the book. See, that was the human ego self that wrote the book. I know the difference because I've been on both sides now. I can feel the difference when the energy, how it moves. When it's coming from mind or ego, it's just kind of heavier and sharper, and it's like there's more passion and obsession and all that. When the universe is doing it, it's like just more chill. You're just kind of relaxed. You don't have an agenda. You don't have a projection. You're not trying to do. You don't even know what's going to happen. You're not even thinking about it, the future on any level. You show up, you make some videos, and that's what I do. So I hope you got something from that. That's what happens. You get purified. Your gifts are going to come out automatically. But the real gift is this inner this self-knowledge, this being absorbed in your own inner sukha, you can say. This is the real gift. That's number one gift. And then the secondary gifts, the external gifts, follow after that. But you're not so attached to that anymore, you see. Things have reversed. People that don't know their self, they're attached to their external expression. Once you know yourself, once you're marinating more in that, then the external becomes secondary. Because that's going to pass. When we drop from this body, that's gone. You can say, well, it has a good effect on the world. And yeah, maybe, we don't know. We won't be here to see. But we will be around forever. We don't lose quality. We don't use what we've attained as far as the quality in our consciousness and character. We take that with us to the next plane and the next plane. And this is most important. Build your, have your focus on what's eternal. Build on your eternal nature. Don't give so much attention and importance to this external thing. That takes care of itself. The external thing will happen automatically. It's a side effect and byproduct of taking care of yourself inside. All right? Do that.